Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast, where your purpose is just moments away and I am here to help you get there. All right, y'all, it's another week, which means it is time for another episode. So this week we are talking about you are meant to be there. So crazy thing is, earlier last week I was having a conversation with my mom about me walking into a new position, and it allowed me to travel and go to Detroit for a couple of days for work. And the first thing that I said to her was, I did not imagine myself being here. Like, I saw myself getting out of my hometown, but I didn't imagine myself being here. And she plainly said that, you have to get, or we have to get out of the habit of saying that I didn't know that I was going to be here, or I didn't know that I was going to be there. But in all reality, you did know that. You did know that you were going to be there. Maybe you didn't know what multitude of it, but you knew that you were going to be there. And she even said that she heard something on the radio on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, where one of the co-hosts was like, I knew that I was going to be here. I knew that I was going to be on the radio. I knew I was going to be hosting with Erica. I knew that because I believed in myself. And this week, you are meant to be where you are supposed to be. And even if you're saying, well, Andrea, I don't like where I'm at right now. Like, it's uncomfortable. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting anything done. Like, I'm getting discouraged. And I'm just like at a standstill. Like, I don't know what to do. But trust me and believe me when I tell you, if that is you and this is how you're feeling, just think of it as you are in the prepping phase. You are in the molding phase. God is getting ready to do something in your life, and he just wants you to be ready for it. And this that saying is that I'm walking in an answered prayer. So don't give up. Don't stop fighting. Don't stop working. Don't stop showing up, because where you are right now, you are meant to be. And then when you get to that place where you feel like you're supposed to be and where you want to be, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm here. But don't question the fact of, are you supposed to be here or are you supposed to be there? Because you are. Right? God has a plan for our lives that we know nothing about, right? The biggest thing is that we are supposed to just follow him blindly, but knowing that he is the reason for the season. He is going to make sure that we get to our final destination. So you are meant to be there. Don't let society, don't let people, don't let the world make you feel like you're not supposed to be where God has called you to be. And especially when it comes to your purpose. Some of you right now may be in a place where you're still stuck and you don't know, or you're in the phase of acting and then you're in the phase of putting it into plan and putting it into motion. You are supposed to be there, right? Look at everything that you've gone in your life and see what God was trying to teach you in those moments. You were supposed to be there. And when you get in these high places around people who have influence or places that no one has ever been, you are supposed to be there. Listen, think about it. Do you think Jesus really was questioning where he was supposed to be and how he got there? But he knew that God had a bigger purpose for him. He knew that God had a bigger plan for him. But God is hard. Am I going to trust you? God, it look a little rough, it look a little crazy. Am I going to trust you? God, these people trying to pin me to a cross. God, am I going to trust you? Am I meant to be here? Am I meant to be there? Y'all got to start walking into these rooms, walking into your job, walking into your home, driving your car. I am meant to be here. I am meant to be there because God said so. God has the final say. You were meant to do above and beyond what you are doing right now. So even if you're in your prepping phase and your molding phase, get ready, baby, because it's coming. Okay? And I had to go through that same thing myself. I was in a job where I was bored. I didn't feel like I was fulfilling any type of purpose. I felt like I was just there to get a check. And when I start to feel like that in a position, it's like, okay, God, what's next? What else am I supposed to be doing? Because this ain't it. And then it got to the point to where I was just applying for jobs. And literally I was getting the interviews, but they were literally paying me, wanting to pay me exactly what I was making now. And I'm like, well, God, that really makes no sense, because why am I applying for a job that's going to pay me pretty much what I'm making now? There's no growth in that. There's no progress in that, right? And so I was stressing myself out because I just dreaded going to work. And when you dread going to work, you are literally at your desk thinking of other things and other ways to make stuff work, make stuff move, make stuff shake, however you want to say it. You are literally trying to figure out another way to get out, right? And so I was talking to my mom about it again, and she just was like, just be still, be patient. And you know, when you hear stuff like that from your parents, you really don't want to hear that, because it's like, girl, what you talking about? But then I was getting messages from other people, and even some people that I haven't spoken to in a long time, and it was just confirmation of be still, just wait. Now y'all think I listened to them? I didn't, but it really allowed me to get disappointed a couple times before I was like, okay, God, like, all right, fine. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do anything. And it was crazy because I applied for this job and I finally had heard back from them like after a month's time. And you know that saying, like, when God moves, he moves. And I was thinking that it was gonna be a delay in the process, and I was like, okay, God, well, you know, if it's for me, it's for me. If it's not, it's not. But I just had a good feeling that it was for me, right? And once I went through the interview process, and I was like, oh my God, like, this felt really, really good. I feel like I may have this in the bag. I don't know. And then when I got the email from my references, and all my reference calls went good. And then I finally got the call from the director, and they were like, yeah, we want to offer you the job. And when I tell you, it felt like a breath of fresh air, because I was like, Lord, are you sure? Right? Like, Lord, are you sure you want to give me this? Because what they was offering, I never had it before, to that extent and to that level. And I just was like, wow, like, they want to give me this and that and some more of that. Okay, God, I can work with that. I can work with that. And when I got out of my own way and I accepted it for what it was, I accepted the blessing. I was like, yeah, God, like, I'm going for it. Okay, period. And then within that, like, I put in my 2-week notice, and everything really kind of just started falling into place. And then I got invited to go out of town, my second week on the job. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was in the room, and I'm just like, for our meeting that we just had this previous week, I'm like, I don't know nothing about this. I know nothing about it. But God, you put me here for a reason. God, I'm in these rooms, I'm meeting these people for a reason. And when I say that I fit right in, I'm like, I don't know nothing about what y'all talking about, but I'm here to listen. I'm here to soak it up. I'm here to make as much of an impact as I can. And by me just listening to what God was telling me and seeing what God was showing me, there's no denying that I was meant to be there, just like I'm meant to be here right now. So you have to realize that God is going to put you in places that you never thought of, but you're meant to be there. You're meant to make great impact and lasting change, and your purpose has everything to do with that. So when you are in these rooms, and when you're talking to these people, and when you are traveling to these places, just soak up everything that God wants to show you and what God wants to give you. Because trust me, he's giving you these connections, he's giving you these places, he's giving you these things so you can make lasting impact with them later on. So don't take any of it for granted. Don't take your prepping period for granted. Don't take your season for granted. Don't take your blessing for granted, because God has something in the works for you, because you are meant to be here. You're meant to be there. You're meant to be in this space that you are right now, because there is so much that he wants to show you. It's so much that he wants to give you. But you have to be willing to take a seat and listen and receive what he is saying. I don't know how many times I can say this, but you are meant to be here. You are meant to be there. Whatever doubt you feeling, I just pray that you let it go. Like, release all that doubt, release all that fear. Because when you prayed for it, you knew it was going to come true eventually. You knew it was going to come to pass eventually. So why are you questioning the fact that it's come to pass? Why are you looking around looking crazy and scared that he didn't just answer your prayer? Trust me, we've all been there, because you're probably trying to pinch yourself to make sure that it's real. But I'm here to tell you that it's real. Okay, I'm here to tell you that your purpose is everlasting, but you have to be willing and wanting to walk in it and wanting to pursue it to get to where God wants you to get. You are meant to be here. I'm gonna be preaching that forever. Because the things that I have gone through in my life and the things that I'm trying to, shield my son from, it's a reason why I'm going through it, or I'm being put to the test. Is a reason why he's going through it and he's being put to the test. Because we are meant to be here. We are meant to be somewhere. And if you don't get anything else from this episode, point blank period, you are meant to be here. You are meant to be there. But what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the fact that you know that you are meant to be there? What you going to do? That's all the questions I got. What you going to do? But what I want you to do, I want you to be bold. I want you to be confident. I want you to walk in it like you own it, because you do. You were sent for a reason. You're being prepped for a reason. You're getting ready to walk for a reason. But are you willing to accept it? Are you willing to accept the calling and accept what God wants to give you and what God wants to show you? Y'all know I'm y'all biggest cheerleader, okay? You got this, okay? It's everything that you want and more, but you gotta be willing to put in the work to get there. You gotta be willing to take a seat, like I said, to get there. Okay, as we wrap up this episode, I really hope you guys got something out of it, a takeaway that you can use for the week. Make sure that you guys are subscribing to the YouTube channel. You guys, we're trying to make some progressive growth here, okay? And thank you so much for the faithful listeners that tune in every week, whether it's through audio, whether it's through video, or whether it's seeing snippets on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I really, 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 really do appreciate the support that you guys have given me over this past year. And baby, it's only bigger things to come, okay? But thank you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Make sure you are following me, your host, at It's Andrea B on Instagram and TikTok. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at You're Not Done Yet Pod. Until next time, this has been an amazing episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast, where your purpose is just moments away. And I am here to help you get there. All right, guys, until next week.